Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a fun one because we are going to be discussing my Sephora VIB sale recommendations. If you watch my channel a lot, you probably already know a lot of these are my absolute favorites. My cats need to stop scratching their scratching post. Ugh, they're both in zoomies mode, so if you hear my cats, I'm sorry. I have a lot of stuff and I don't know where to start. Okay, let's just start with primer, I guess, because it's like the first kind of step in makeup. I'm gonna talk about makeup, not so much skincare, because there's not a ton of skincare that I've been really religiously using. Since pregnancy, I've just been really keeping it simple. So I don't have a ton of skincare. I don't really have any hair care. Again, trying to keep it really simple just because I can't do a lot of scents, and when scents mix, I can't do it. I do have a couple of unscented products that I've been testing from Sephora, but those are still being tested. Like, I don't want to include them in this video because I don't know if they're like actually like favorites and like worth the money yet. But these products have been tested time and time again. I've been loving them for at least 6 months each product, at least. So, well, actually, except for one. One has become a fast favorite like after 2 uses. So the first product is a primer, and I typically don't believe in primers. I personally think if you prep the skin well, there's not necessarily a need for a primer, but I feel like this one, if there was a primer that was going to increase the longevity of your makeup, I think this would be it. This is the Fenty Beauty Soft Matte Pro Filter Instant Retouch Primer. This is what it looks like. This is obviously just the mini one because I wanted something lighter for my kit, but I ended up going with a full size because I love it so much on other people, and it's just a better value to get the full size. So this is what it looks like. I find that it is mattifying, but it is like it says, a soft matte. So it does control oil, but it doesn't make foundation go on patchy on top of it. It's just like a really nice, almost mattifying lotion type feel. Doesn't really have a scent. Maybe a little bit, but nothing crazy. It's just so nice, and foundations lay on it really nicely. I just find that that works on almost everyone. And, you know, that's an indicator of a good product if I can use it on almost every client and not have an issue. Next up, in terms of complexion, I have a couple foundations. Both are by the same brand, so you probably know what I'm going to talk about. First up, this is the Beauty Blender Bounce Foundation, the Liquid Lip. I always say Liquid Lip. Liquid Whip Long Wear Foundation. I find this is just really long wearing. It says 24 hours. I don't think 24 hours. There's hyaluronic acid and white birch extract. It's also vegan. I just really like this formula. I'm wearing it today. It just always looks good on me. It's long wearing, doesn't cling to dry patches. If you have really dry skin, I wouldn't recommend this for you. I would recommend the other foundation. But for normal to slightly dry to oily skin, I would recommend something like this. I find it works on a wide range of people, not absolutely everyone, but I doubt you're gonna find a foundation that works on absolutely everyone. It's a medium to full coverage. It has a great shade range. I'm trying to think of what else. I love this. This is the foundation I keep in my kit. You can easily manipulate it if someone has really dry skin. That's what I like about it. I just mix in like an oil or a really thick moisturizer or something of that sort, and it mixes well. It plays well with other products. I just love it. Again, wearing it today, it's just really foolproof. For something a little more radiant, I love this product. I originally purchased it because it had so many good reviews. It's like one of the highest reviewed foundations. This is the Beauty Blender Bounce Skin Tint. It's the Always On Radiant Skin Tint. If you have really oily skin, I would stay away from this. I would say I have normal to oily, and it works for me, but it's definitely dewy after a long day. I just think this is such a great product. It's a little bit more of a sheer coverage. It is buildable though. I just really like it, and I think this is also a universal product. I tried to pick things that were fairly universal in terms of like complexion. So those are my 2 favorite foundations at the moment. I'm not sponsored by Beauty Blender. They don't even know that I exist. I just really like their stuff. And I think it's super underrated as well. For concealer, I feel like, you know, this one comes as no surprise. This is Tarte Shape Tape. It's just so good. I haven't found anything that is as long wearing as this, is as crease proof as this. It's just stood the test of time. If you're really dry or you have a lot of, you know, under eye creasing or wrinkles, this will emphasize it, but I don't know a concealer that wouldn't emphasize texture. I really love this. I find it the most long wearing. So I use it on pretty much all of my brides, all of my clients. I pretty much exclusively use this. If I'm not using this, however, and I do need something more hydrating, I reach for the Anastasia Beverly Hills Magic Touch Concealer. I think this is super underrated as well. It's a really beautiful formula. It's a lot more hydrating, but I find it doesn't crease very much. a little bit. If you have under eye creases, it's gonna crease. In comparison to some other concealers that are more hydrating, this one definitely is not as bad. I also find this pretty transfer resistant. It's just the most budge proof formula that I've found for something being a little more hydrating and dewy. So yeah, I love this, and I also think it's not talked about enough. For powder, I put this one because it's so expensive. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush powder. I'm thinking about using this sale to invest in the large powders. This is just so beautiful. The only thing is it has almond oil, so if you're allergic to nuts, maybe skip on this one. I just find this to be so blurring. This kind of blurs texture as much as a powder can. I find translucent powders especially really emphasize texture, which of course makes sense. However, this just, if I need a little bit of blurring action, this fixes like everything. If there's like a dry patch, this looks good over dry patches. I mean, good, you know, like relatively good in comparison to other powders. It's just the least texture emphasizing powder I've ever tried. And I was very skeptical because I paid $37 for this mini tiny size. So I would definitely say that this is worth it. I don't know how much the full size is, but I know it's a lot of money. So if you get 20% off, you're probably saving quite a bit. For eyes, I don't have anything for eyeshadow. I also don't have anything for mascara because I've kind of been dabbling in more drugstore mascaras lately. And for eyeshadow, I've pretty much used nothing from Sephora. Everything's just so expensive. So if I could make a personal recommendation, the palette that I would like to try from the sale is the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude. But so far I have not seen that at Sephora. So I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know if it's coming or what. That's what I would buy personally, but I can't make any like recommendations because I haven't really tried anything lately. And it's kind of personal preference, what you're looking to like build in your collection and such. I do have some recommendations for eyeliners though. For liquid eyeliner, I'm always gonna go back to my KVD tattoo liner. It's just foolproof. I find this is the easiest to use by far. I did try this one this year and I really enjoy it. This is the Urban Decay 24/7 Inks. It's kind of just like what you're wanting. This is a felt tip, I think, and this is a brush tip, but I would say formula wise they're pretty similar. This is fantastic. This is fantastic. I just always go back to a brush tip. That's kind of why I go back to this one. Or is this a brush tip too? Stop, this is totally a brush tip as well. That's embarrassing. Then I don't know. I guess I just prefer the KVD, but this is great as well. If you're looking to try it, it is good. This one surprised me because I didn't like it at first, and I will say it's a bit of a pain in the ass sometimes to work on with clients, and I could see it drying out rather quickly. This is the Ultra Matte Gel Liner in the shade Onyx by Melt Cosmetics. It's just a black liner. You can see I've used quite a bit of it. I use it on clients and it's incredibly long wearing, does not budge. Sometimes with other liners, if it's been a long day, it doesn't like smudge underneath here, but like I do find that sometimes like eyeshadow transfers onto it, and I don't find that this actually has that problem. I also find that it stays really black, like it does not move. The only thing is, since I use it on clients, I scoop it out, and maybe this is just like a makeup artist problem, like if you're using it for personal use it might not be an issue, but I scoop it out onto my little palette for hygienic reasons and go from a brush to what I've scooped out. And sometimes if I've put lashes on, I want to go back and like, you know, conceal the lash band a little bit, but by the time I go back it's already dry and like all crusty on the palette, so I have to go back in with a new spatula that's clean, and I have to scoop out more and then go in, and sometimes it dries all crusty on my brush and it's really easy to clean off, which is nice, but like in the moment it's just annoying because like my brush is all dry and like not flexible. So the things that like annoy me about it are also the things that make it great. Like I love using this for people with hooded eyes because it dries so quickly that if they open their eye, I don't get any transfer to the lid, which is great. There's just no transfer at all and it's really fast drying, but that is also kind of annoying, but it works great. Really like it. 10 out of 10. I guess let's move on to cheeks. I have this little duo that I got from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the mini. I don't know if I can recommend the full size, but I guess maybe if you wear makeup every day and you think you'll wear this every day. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Filmstar Bronze and Glow. I really love this contour shade. The highlight shade's really nice too, but it is more subtle. The highlighter shade is really nice for every day, absolutely. If I want something a little more intense, I'd reach for something else, but I feel like a lot of people, especially nowadays, don't want something that's too intense. So for fair to light skin tones, I would definitely recommend this product. I think it's great and I've gotten a ton of use out of it despite it being pricier. Again, I like to put pricier items in here. I mean, not all of them are super pricey, pretty much just Charlotte Tilbury, but when you buy more expensive items, the more you save. It's just girl math, you know? I don't know if this comes in more shades. I should really look that up because I would hope that it does. But this one in particular is super gorgeous. Next up for cheeks is one of the most beautiful blushes. This is by Makeup by Mario. It is the Soft Pop Powder Blush in the shade Mellow Mauve. I use this on everyone. Look how much I've gone through. I am almost done with a full blush. That is insane to me. It just is like the perfect blushing bride shade. I think it's so beautiful on everyone with fair to light skin tones. It has like not a shimmer, but just a glow to it that's really gorgeous. I find the formula is nice and long wearing. I love, love, love this product. I'm going to repurchase it, especially at the sale, because obviously I need a new one. It's just so pretty and really foolproof and really easy to blend, and it's just a really solid blush. For highlighter, you probably already know what I'm gonna say. This is the Rare Beauty Enlighten Silky Touch highlighter. I've used nothing else this year. It is my absolute favorite. Every time I put it on, I'm like, holy crap. That is so pretty. It gives like a very wet look to the skin without it being wet, obviously, and sticky. I find the base is very transparent so that it looks good on a variety of skin tones because there's not a strong base to it. Like if it's not hitting light, you don't see it a ton, which is something that I love because you don't want to see like a stripe on your face when your cheeks aren't hitting the light, you know? That's not always the most flattering, or really ever the most flattering. So probably buy all 4 shades for my kit because I think these are just so universally flattering. You can really build them up to be something intense, and you can really use just a tiny bit of product and blend it out and have it be like a really sheer wash of like dewiness. It is so universal and so gorgeous. Next up for lips, this is by Fenty Skin. It is the Plush Puddin' Intensive Recovery Lip Mask. I love this so much. I feel like it's really quite hydrating. Oh yeah, I guess this does smell like vanilla. For some reason I thought it had a fruitier scent. Anyway, doesn't really matter, I guess. If you really need like deep hydration, I find this is great. Feels really good on the lips. It's really soothing. I find the scent isn't overpowering, which is really nice because scents can just do that to some people, especially me when I'm pregnant. And I just find this really preps the lips very nicely for lipstick to go on top. It comes in like a little like twist up thing, like you twist from the bottom here and then it just comes out the top. Super lovely product in general. I really, really like it. I would highly recommend that. They have a new scent for holiday as well if you were interested. I think it's cherry. Next for lip products, this is a product that I've just tried like within the last week and I'm so obsessed. I need all of the colors, all of the nude colors anyway. This is the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Lip Pencil. I got the shade Uptight. This was sent to me for consideration. I have no obligation to talk about it though. This is fantastic. This is such a glidey lip pencil. It's so smooth. I feel like it doesn't tug on my lips, which is so annoying. I find a lot of lip pencils do that. This one does not. Like the MAC ones, everyone always talks about them and they're nice and long wearing for sure, but they're kind of hard to apply, especially on other people because I like a really gentle touch when I'm doing somebody's makeup, and I find those are just like scratchy and like you gotta tug, and I don't like tugging on people. So this, I'm gonna buy a bunch for my kit because it is fantastic. It's just like the Glide On pencil for your eyes, but for your lips. I don't know. I don't know why I never thought to try this. Well, I did think to try it, but I never pulled the trigger. And I wish I did because this is fantastic. And I wish I would have found it sooner. So I would definitely recommend this if you're in the market for a new lip pencil. For lipsticks, I would personally recommend either Charlotte Tilbury, which I really love. My 2 favorite shades this year. Oh, I also really like this one. I totally forgot about it. Okay, hold on. Okay, these are all gonna be kind of bridal-y pinky shades because that's what I do most on other people. First up, I would recommend getting yourself a Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk. It's so pretty. It's so good. This one's almost gone. I like scoop it out into a palette. That's why this is almost done. I just didn't have enough room at the very top and I didn't want to waste product, so I kept a little nub. It's just such a beautiful lipstick. This is such beautiful packaging. I love, 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 love this lipstick. Sometimes though, for people with very fair skin, I feel like it can be a little bit too rosy on them. So I bought this shade called Live It Up. And I haven't used it a ton, but for those that I use it on, like very fair skin that want like a very pretty blushing pink look, it's been great. I even mix it with Pillow Talk sometimes. Did I even say what it was called? It's called Live It Up, and it's like a satiny finish, and I just really, really love it and got a lot of use out of it. Not as much by itself, but mixing it with other products just to add that really pretty like brightness to a pink. It's so good. And I also love this one. I discovered this because I had a bride this year who needed to be strictly gluten-free. with her lip products. So I found this one that is strictly gluten-free, and it's also cruelty-free and everything else. This is by Rose Inc, and it also came in like a little refill, which is nice because I got it for cheaper because I just scoop it out and put it into my palette anyway. This is the satin lip color in the shade Demure. This is what that one looks like, and it's like the perfect bridal pink color. It's very, very pretty. So those are my 3 recommendations for like bridal-y lip colors, or like, yeah, I guess. You can use it on yourself too, but if you're looking for like a lighter pink, I would really recommend those. For myself though, I don't always love a pink as I'm wearing like a nice cool pink. So I really love the Fenty lipsticks. I wish they would launch like a really pretty cool toned pinkish shade. This is the shade Mother Lover, and I do really love this shade quite a bit. It's like a peachy nude. What I love about these lipsticks, first of all, they have that like traditional gloss bomb scent. I love that they're super flattering because they're almost like a satin. They're not like a super matte lipstick. So they have a lot of shine. So they're very forgiving if you have drier lips. The other shade that I wore on my wedding day is Scala Sista. And this is like a deeper kind of rose tone. Also very beautiful. I feel really pretty in these shades in like the winter months. And again, same formula, and they're super forgiving. Love those so much. I use them all the time, and they're like permanently in my makeup bag. And lastly, for lips, this is just like a Fenty video apparently, especially the lip category. I really love Gloss Bomb. My 2 favorite right now are just the original. This is a mini that I got, but this is the shade Fussy. It's my favorite. I like it better than the Fenty Glow because it's more of a nude pink than like a nude peach. I just find it's more flattering on my skin tone. So the original Gloss Bomb in the shade Fussy, I feel like you can't go wrong with a Gloss Bomb. They're so, so good. The formula is fantastic. And normally when I'm not pregnant, I really love the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb Ice. It is super like minty and delicious. It makes you feel like you're chewing a pack of gum. I can't do peppermint right now. I don't even know why I smelt it. I'm having a really hard time brushing my teeth. I just gag like constantly when I'm brushing my teeth. It's so bad. I can't do mint. So I've been kind of just like forcing myself, sorry, thinking about it makes me want to gag. But when I'm not pregnant, I really like peppermint and such. So the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb Ice is like my favorite cooling lip product. It feels super tingly and nice. I love that feeling. So even though it's not my fave right now, I feel like I still needed to recommend it because I love it other days. Most of my life I love it. Hopefully what I like scent wise goes back to normal after all this. So yeah, I think that's it for my Sephora recommendations so far. I have been testing more things in the recent months, but as I said, I wanted to make sure that these were products that I could really stand behind recommending to you guys. They probably came as no surprise because they've been in countless favorite videos, but I hope you guys enjoyed nonetheless. So yeah, I think that's it from me today. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you so much for watching if you've made it this far. Please don't forget to subscribe if you want to. If you don't, that's okay. I just really appreciate you being here. It helps out my channel so very much by you watching, so thank you. Please leave any video requests you may have in the comments down below, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!